Hey, my name is Greg Bem. I'm sitting here by Thornton Lake, Lower Thornton Lake in the North Cascades. I am pretty much alone out here, and I'm going to read a couple poems by Will Alexander in a moment. A little bit of backstory. I thought about recording this during the hike, and sorry, I'm just adjusting this. Recording myself reading poems in peaceful areas, though using the term peaceful is only partially correct, despite the beautiful alpine glacial lake behind me, which is, I don't know if it'll capture it, but is fairly transparent. Despite not having, there were a couple hikers somewhere over there. Despite all of that and the wonderful waterfall, after 2.5 hours of hiking from the trailhead, I am surrounded by bugs. And fortunately, I think the cooler weather is keeping a lot of them sleeping or non-breeding. But despite the DEET and all of the preventative measures, there are a lot of bugs just hovering around. They're even landing on the phone, which is pretty ridiculous. Today, I'm going to be reading from this book, Compression and Purity, which I have not read before. I've read a few, maybe a quarter of the book thus far, so I know the tone. But I don't know it thoroughly, and I've never read the poems that I'm about to read. It was published in 2011, and I don't know what book this is. I might put that in the description of the video. But let's see if I can find a place where the camera can sit. So you can see I'm sitting on rocks here. And despite my own position, I believe it's going to be significantly difficult. I might have to cut this out from the video if it takes too long. All right. Pray that my expensive phone does not fall. Oh yeah, that looks great. And I don't know how long this video can be, so let's pray that it gets all in one take. From Compression and Purity, Will Alexander wrote. Poem number 1 of 2, The Deluge in Formation. If one believes oneself as stasis, there exists no seepage, no neural density or scar. One then saturates as ash, as pointless cannibals' lethargy, as dislodged ink from a podium or a treatise. One comes to know demobility as a craft, as an arc which solders itself to specifics. Yet to know one's non-sequestered through mundane, advancement as doorway, or basic habit as speculation. I am speaking of chastisement, or cross-referential superimposition. Within this condition, I am more like a crow from crucial underwater fires, a crucial underwater crow. Neither Chinese or Shinto, but of the black dimensionality as hidden underwater mass, which persists by daring, which seems at the surface, a purposeful, a purposeless, kinetic. There might be visitors, I might have to read this. Or a pointless mandrel's infection. Saying such, I consider myself a reddish Shinto crow, then just as strongly a black anathema crow, then just as quickly a sun-fed crow from snow-washed volcanoes. So I look to myself as winter, as inclement carrion monger, as flight through great electrical haze. I being blur, who shapes the Empyrean, who invokes withdrawal, who insists in his force's stunning psychic transference. I mentioned on the hike up here to myself, I was talking to myself, despite how they don't encourage people to talk to themselves, but sing to prevent bears, that that it would be just generally nice to channel Will Alexander up here based on how surreal his work is. And how surreal this environment is. Poem 2 of 2, The Cosmos as Fragment. A bell in a grotto, a sun with its flame, riveted inside a selva. For now, I think that'll be it. I'll probably do one more that will happen at Trapper's Peak, which I might be a fool of going to in this weather, but I'm gonna try. All right, let's move on. One more look at Thornton Lake, Lower Thornton Lake. There are two more that are not right here. Thank you for watching.